catch me if I fall.
Good evening and welcome to the 2023 Super Cup live on LFS. The winners of UEFA's biggest competitions battle it out to be crowned the Super Cup champions. For European champions Manchester City, it is their chance to win the trophy for the very first time, with their qualification secured with the victory in the Champions League final over Inter Milan in June. Seven-time Europa League winners Sevilla are not uncommon with this competition, with this being their 7th appearance in the Super Cup, winning just once in that time and have lost all of their last 5 Super Cup games. So can Man City continue the trend of 9 of the last 10 Champions League winners going on to lift the Super Cup? Or will Sevilla upset the apple cart, winning it for a second time in their history as Europa League winners? To the teams, and Manchester City lineup is as follows: Edison in goal, a back four of Kyle Walker, Manuel Akanji, Josko Vardiol and Nathan Ake, with Kyle Walker captaining the team. A midfield two of Mateo Kovacic and Rodri, with a front four of Phil Foden, Cole Palmer, Jack Grealish and Erling Haaland up front. No Kevin De Bruyne, as he has been confirmed as injured for the next 3 to 4 months, a massive blow to Manchester City. For Europa League champions Sevilla, Bono starts in goal, Jesus Navas the captain at the back in right back, Loic Bade, Nemanja Gudel and Marcus Acuna in a back four, Joan Jordan and Ivan Rakitic in midfield, with Oliver Torres, Lucas Ocampos, Eric Lamela and striker Youssefin Naziri in attack. So Jose Luis Mendilibar trying to get his second trophy at Sevilla in just 6 months, and Manchester City looking to add this trophy to their cabinet for the very first time. Who will come out on top? We will find out very, very shortly. Hello, a very good evening and welcome to LFS for this 2023 Super Cup live from a beautiful evening in Greece, inside the Georgios Karaskakis Stadium. Our referee this evening is Francois Letizier from France. He is our referee. Manchester City in their traditional sky blue, and Sevilla in an all red kit this evening, as tradition with them. Good evening to everybody joining us in the chat. Sean, hello. May I ask where this game is playing? What country? It is in Greece this evening. This game in Piraeus in Greece, not in Athens, as many probably would have predicted. We'll also keep you up to date with the EFL Cup game between QPR and Norwich, which is currently going underway. 15 minutes gone on that one. It is 0-0 in that game in the EFL Cup. Well, this will be a big night for Manchester City. Of course, a few injuries ravaging them. No John Stones, Ruben Dias, both on the bench. And, of course, no Kevin De Bruyne whatsoever. With Pep Guardiola, of course, confirming that the midfielder will be out for 3 to 4 months in his press conference yesterday. Well, we are going to have a minute's silence following that into the footballing disaster here in Greece earlier this year. We will have a minute's silence to pay respects to all the lives that were lost in that footballing disaster. As the referee's whistle blows, a few shouts here and there throughout the stadium, but massively appreciated and massively well respected that moment's silence. And we will see what we can get on the pitch tonight, whether Manchester City can continue. There's such an amazing form they had in Europe last season. Let's see if they can continue and add another trophy to the roster tonight. They will get us underway, Manchester City, tonight. As the whistle goes from Francois Letizier, and the 2023 Super Cup is officially underway with the ball back to Edison. We'll see. City had an early goal in their opening Premier League game of the season on Friday night, last Friday night. They'll be hoping for a quick start here. And Sevilla will be hoping to stay in the game for as long as possible. They don't have very good history or memories from this competition, winning it just once in all of their 6 appearances. Of course, all of their appearances in the Super Cup have come after winning the Europa League, which doesn't bode well for many Europa League winners this competition. Not many go on to win it. As we know, the record, 9 of the last 10 Super Cup winners have all come from the Champions League. That's why they're the European champions. Sevilla defending, push the ball up the pitch, and will run all the way back through to Edison, the Manchester City goalkeeper. Here's Nathan Ake. Ake into midfield. A bit of a loose ball there from Emmanuel Akanji, and Sevilla are looking to break here, and the first shot of the game is one that's dragged well wide for a player that used to play in England, Eric Lamela, former Tottenham player. It was a nice challenge in the midfield. It was Oliver Torres to win it back off Emmanuel Akanji. It was just a bit loose in possession, the City centre-back. They did get away with it with that poor Lamela shot in the end. It came to nothing. Gvardiol. Nice intricate football there from City. Gvardiol, of course, making his first start for Manchester City this evening in a competitive match. And the City captain, Kyle Walker, has it. Ball forward to Foden. Headed back to Palmer. Back to Kyle Walker now, inside the Sevilla half. Well, another big miss for Manchester City tonight. Bernardo Silva, of course, missing through illness. He will be a big miss to the City team. Big miss in midfield. Oh, that's again a bit lax from City at the back there. Sevilla pressing high early on, trying to catch City out in possession. On so many occasions, City are so comfortable on the ball as Sevilla win it back high up on the right here. Here's Ocampos. Back to Jordan. And Bade all the way across to Gudel. Sevilla trying to get a few passes on the ball early on here to not give Man City that dominance and full control in the game. That's Oliver Torres battling there. Here's Ocampos trying to feed a ball into the box, headed away quite simply by Manuel Akanji. They look dangerous, Sevilla there. Nice ball from the back. Gudel. Rakitic. Jordan. Back to Ivan Rakitic. Very experienced player in European football. Ivan Rakitic. Out to Jesus Navas, who captains the Sevilla team tonight. And what a night. What a run for Jose Luis Mendilibar. Only joined Sevilla in March, trying to get them out of that relegation battle in La Liga last season. They did eventually find safety towards the end of the season, but it was a real battle all season. And Mendilibar came in, solidified Sevilla, and brought them and won their 7th Europa League title. A club that is synonymous with Europa League winning, beating some big clubs over the years in the UEFA Europa League. Edison here with the ball. Looking for a ball out from the back. Trying to target Grealish down that left-hand side, but Jesus Navas has it covered all the way and puts it out for a throw-in. Of course, this is our first European game of the season. We're going to have the Champions League, Europa League all live here on LFS throughout the season. The campaigns start in September. And these two teams will be playing in the UEFA Champions League, as they did last season. Sevilla dropping out of the Champions League to play in the Europa League. First attempt at a link-up between Foden and Haaland, but it's blocked out by Sevilla defenders as nice Sevilla break down their right-hand side. Here's Torres. Sevilla have bodies up the pitch, but Torres can't find a route to them just yet. Trying to be cute the football. Torres still has it. Has to go backwards, though. And Sevilla try and find another route to attack Manchester City. Here is Gudel. Looking for the switch ball out wide. Finds it out wide for Navas, who takes it down nicely. Navas with the early cross. And wanted an overhead kick. And one trying to finish it from ahead and bouncing about in the box. And Sevilla just can't find that definitive finish. It was En-Nesyri who was in there. It's a whip ball in. One went for the bicycle kick. One went for the header down. I think it was Lamela and En-Nesyri battling in there to try and win it, but neither could get a definitive connection on it to put Sevilla ahead. Here's Palmer for Manchester City down the other end. Cole Palmer, he's going for a goal, but straight at Bono in the Sevilla goal. Luckily, not as much dangerous as expected initially there. Cole Palmer's shot. Ultimately dealt with by the Sevilla goalkeeper. Sevilla try and win the ball back there through Eric Lamela. And Kyle Walker was fouled, so that'll be a free kick to Manchester City. Ake gets it into the midfield for Rodri. Trying to thread it behind for Erling Haaland. Haaland's made the run off the defenders, but it's instantly snatched upon. It was Loic Bade, and I think it was Jordan as well there helping out. Gets across Bade initially. Defends it really, really well. Haaland just missteps kind of a bit and gives Sevilla the time to recover and put it out for the corner on the left-hand side. Grealish. Now Palmer. Left-footed crossing by Cole Palmer. Headed down and big save by Bono. Massive header by Nathan Ake, still alive. Another delivery in. Haaland going for it this time. Brought down by Cole Palmer. And Sevilla putting bodies on the line to defend against City shots. Bono with an incredible save against that Nathan Ake header. Really diving header at it from Nathan Ake, but Bono was there. Bono made sure that Sevilla weren't behind early on here. Sevilla get the throw in from that ball out from the back. Just seeing the replay of the Nathan Ake header, he just bounces towards it, heads down towards Bono, who dives to his left. Very good save. Instinctive from the Sevilla goalkeeper. Been a very good attacking start to this game. Both sides having their chances. The ball over the top. Run made by Torres. And the flag does go up though. There was a hint of that. Was expecting that flag to come. Looked too easy for Oliver Torres to get in behind City there, but of course he was in an offside position. Kyle Walker. To Edison. Well, a couple of occasions. We've seen it against Burnley on Friday night, last Friday night. City, when they've been pressed at the back, they do look a bit unnerved at times. But on so many occasions, they just find the solutions to find a way out of that. Just get out of that press. Edison with a long ball forward, but no one chasing that one, and straight into the hands of Bono in the opposing 18-yard box, who fires it forward for Rakitic. Now to Acuna. Goodell gives it back to Bono. Sevilla in possession again. 9 minutes gone, 0-0 in this Super Cup 2023. It's a poor header out of the pitch by Ivan Rakitic. That'll be a Manchester City throw in. Manchester City not rushing things. Nathan Ake. Akanji. Ake again. Well, of course, interestingly, as you can see, Manchester City playing a back three again with that Kyle Walker. Kyle Walker playing that kind of fluid role of moving from right back into midfield at times. And then them having that back three of Akanji, Ake and Gvardiol in defence, Manchester City. Grealish pouncing on a poor pass from Navas. Gvardiol. Back to Rodri. In the midfield is Akanji. To Grealish. Akanji leaves it, get picked up by Rodri. They find the space of City. Walker. Now down the right is Palmer. Cole Palmer. Trying to dribble his way into the box. Has to cut back to Walker, who crosses to the back post. Bono with a punch, and the strike from Josko Gvardiol takes it out behind the goal line and out for a goal kick to Sevilla. A bit of a dangerous one. Bono probably could have caught that, but parried it away, punched it away, straight into the path of Josko Gvardiol, who takes it down, but not the best of strikes from the City debutant, and making his full debut, of course, tonight. Josko Gvardiol came on in the game away at Turf Moor in the Premier League. This will be his first start for Manchester City. Well, Campos thought he'd won the throw in there, but the last touch was off Lucas Ocampos, so Josko Gvardiol will pick up the ball and take the throw in for Manchester City. Taking his time here, Gvardiol throws it down the line, targeting Haaland. Haaland battled well, and Sevilla win the ball back at the back. Here's Oliver Torres, linking up with the Campos, and they win the throw in, Sevilla. Well, there's certainly no surprises as to who is winning the poll at the moment. 94% predicting a Manchester City win this evening in the Super Cup. And as I said, history would certainly back that statement, with the champions of Europe winning the last 9 of the last 10 Super Cups. And Pep Guardiola would become the first manager to win it with 3 different clubs. Bayern Munich, Barcelona and Manchester City could be added to that list, making Pep Guardiola the first manager in history to do so. Manuel Akanji. Out to Kyle Walker. Palmer to Foden. Back to Walker. Phil Foden. City pressed instantly, and that's what Sevilla did well in the Europa League final as well. Against Roma, they pressed really, really well. And won the ball back really well. Of course, Sevilla beat the other side of Manchester in the Europa League last season. Manchester United were beaten by Sevilla in the second leg in Seville. Rodri. Palmer. Back to Rodri. And that's given away. It's a poor pass by Rodri. Very rare that he would have a poor pass, and the Campos picks it up. Has to go back to Navas as he's well pressed there by Manchester City from the counter press. Bono. Right to the left-hand side. Brought down by Acuna. Lamela. Well, there's been obviously talk of injuries at Manchester City, but talk of maybe a possible few more signings. One that has been massively linked is, of course, Paquetá from West Ham. One that David Moyes will not be wanting, a player that David Moyes will not want to lose this summer. Crucial in West Ham's attacking prowess last season, and helping them out in attacking areas and in midfield as well. And with the loss of Declan Rice, West Ham will be hoping that Lucas Paquetá stays in East London and doesn't vote for a move to Manchester. Navas. To Bade, and now Goodell. Back to Loic Bade. Looking for the ball over the top as En-Nesyri makes the run against Ake. But En-Nesyri was in an offside position, so that will give Manchester City the free kick. Akanji. Walker. Another player of City's that was linked with moves away is Kyle Walker, of course, linked to a move to Germany over the summer. Looks to be staying put as the through ball looking for Haaland is covered nicely by Jesus Navas. And Bono with a clearance. Haaland, as always, hasn't really had many touches, but we know that doesn't define his game. He can have 1 or 2 touches in a first half and still get 1 or 2 goals. He only needs to be there to slot them home. Kyle Walker to take this throw in for City. Brought down in the midfield by Kovacic. Goes back to Nathan Ake. Akanji. That's lovely football by Manchester City. Gets it. Kovacic gets it out to the left-hand side. Here's Jack Grealish trying to break into the box. Grealish going for goal, and Bono had to make the save. It was a decent strike from Jack Grealish. Cuts in from that left-hand side again. Just not taking his time against the Sevilla defenders. Not looking to rush into the box. Finds that final bit of space. Unleashes a right-footed strike. It's curling in towards goal, and Bono has to parry it behind for a corner. But it's better from Manchester City, and definitely better from Jack Grealish. So corner on the right-hand side for City. Looks like Grealish that won the corner will be taking the corner. It's delivered into the box right-footed. It's met the head of Rodri, but then cleared away by Sevilla as Kovacic recovers the ball back to City captain Kyle Walker. in his own half. Now Walker. As City get back into their traditional formation. And we'll build again. Nathan Ake. And of course, these two met last season in the Champions League in the same group. Played each other twice. Man City winning on both occasions, scoring 7 goals over 2 matches. Manchester City against Sevilla, 4-0 in Seville and 3-1 at the Etihad. The two scorelines for Manchester City in last season's Champions League group stages. They also played each other in 2015, with Manchester City winning both of those group games 7 or 8 years ago. So Sevilla don't have a good record against Manchester City, is what I am saying. Of course, they opened their season with defeat at the weekend, of course, in La Liga, losing 2-1 at home to Valencia. And Loic Bade was sent off in that game as well. So not the best. Seems like a lot of things are going against Sevilla tonight, but of course, they have history in this competition, a lot of history in this competition. Not many winning. Not much history involving winning, but that's what growth is all about. And Jose Luis Mendilibar seemingly getting this Sevilla team to play well, and especially in Europe. Of course, they have the history, they have the pedigree in Europe. But against the biggest of opposition and the most difficult of opposition, they sometimes become unstuck. And it's Erling Haaland filing Ivan Rakitic, so a free kick to Sevilla inside their own half. As Haaland just picks up the ball, that Rakitic just recovers it, and Haaland, I mean, there's, to be fair, not much in that, to be fair. As they take the free kick and it's forced out to the left-hand side, but again, far too much pressure, far too much on that one. Straight out of play for a Manchester City throw. Well, for these two next, Manchester City host Newcastle United in the Premier League. Another Champions League team for this season. They play them on Saturday evening. Sevilla are back in La Liga action away to Deportivo Alaves this weekend as well, hoping to get back to winning ways. Haaland, Grealish with a cross, flicked away by Bade there. Grealish trying to recover it, but that will just run out of space and put it out for a Sevilla throw. Not seen much of the City attackers so far. It's been mostly in midfield, where we've seen the ball in the middle of the pitch. Not much in each final third. 1 or 2 opportunities for City, I would say, so far, but nothing of immense chances. Probably the Nathan Ake chance is the best of the game. 20 minutes, still 0-0. Grealish, Kovacic, Vardiol to Kovacic in a pocket of space, but Sevilla closed that down quite quickly, as they are known to do. Navas tries to play the ball forward, but it took a deflection off a City player, and I think it might have hit the face of a City player. I'm trying to see who it was. I think it was Kovacic. It was. Jesus Navas put the power behind it, trying to clear the ball up the pitch, and it took a massive deflection off the face, I think it was. It was right off the face of Mateo Kovacic. Smack right in the face from Jesus Navas. Of course, accidental, of course, but still a painful one for Mateo Kovacic. And I think we're going to have a drinks break, so we are. So Francois Letizier has called the players over for a drinks break, so they will go to their relevant dugouts and take a bit of water. Well, of course, we will have we'll have a look at it, but we'll look at the Champions League playoffs. Of course, Rangers against PSV Eindhoven. Of course, we covered that game last season in the UEFA Champions League playoff round to see who will be in the group stages. Rangers coming out on top the last season. Can they do the same this season under Michael Beale? We will find out. The first leg is next Tuesday evening at 7:30 with the kickoff at around 8 o'clock. That'll be a huge game to look forward to before the second leg the following week as well. The group stages of the Champions League start Tuesday, the 19th of September. We'll have them all live. Champions League and Europa League on LFS, plus all the draws for the group stages on August the 31st. We will have all the information from those group stage draws here on LFS throughout that time. All the players back to the task at hand. A huge football game here in Greece. The UEFA Super Cup. That drinks break has now concluded, and it allowed both Jose Luis Mendilibar and Pep Guardiola to give their sides a few bits of tactical information, a few pieces of information to pick up upon in this game. As Gvardiol with the drop ball gets us back playing then. Akanji. Driving through the middle. Finds it out wide to Palmer. Cole Palmer on the right, up against Acuna. Cuts inside Acuna. Palmer tries to go round, and Acuna's just there to pick up the pieces as Palmer lost his balance. Here's Lamela. Has to go backwards as City close down the space. And Bono with the ball. Right out from the back. Route 1 football. As they find the space in behind here. Down the left-hand side, Sevilla. Here they have it on the left-hand side. The cross into the box. And headed on and in! And Jose Luis Mendilibar and Youssef En-Nesyri puts Sevilla ahead in the Super Cup from absolutely nowhere. And Sevilla lead. That's what you call a header. That's what you call a goal from Youssef En-Nesyri. The man that always comes up trumps for Sevilla. Has Sevilla in the lead. It's Bono from the back. It's a quick flick on through the middle. They find the overload on that left-hand side. They get the ball out to the left. The cross from the left-hand side, from the left wing, right into the box. Beautiful movement from Youssef En-Nesyri. Breaks the centre-backs. Gets in between Nathan Ake and Josko Gvardiol. And just heads it into the bottom corner off the inside of the left post. No chance for Edison. Sevilla lead in Greece this evening. And they might buck the trend of the Champions League winners going on to win this competition. But a beautiful header from Youssef En-Nesyri has the Europa League winners Sevilla ahead in Greece. Manchester City 0, Sevilla 1. Absolutely excellent from En-Nesyri, who's always there for Sevilla. Always helps them out and always gets them in a very good position. Scored their only goal in their defeat at the weekend, and he scored the opening goal here in Greece this evening. And of course, you would probably argue on the balance of things, it's been against the run of play. City have had the best chances so far, but with one opportunity and their first shot on target, Sevilla take the lead. It's so similar to the game against Roma in the Europa League final. Roma had all the ball, Roma had the chances, but it was Sevilla that came back time and time again, had one chance after chance, a few clear-cut chances, and they find their goal. And that's exactly what the type of football that Jose Luis Mendilibar is wanting from Sevilla against these big sides, taking the advantage when they think they're in a comfortable position, the opposition. And that's exactly what Sevilla have done to Manchester City here tonight. Man City on top, Man City controlling the game, but one quick move, finding the overload, and Sevilla just have the advantage and take the lead. Simple as that. And with the quality of Youssef En-Nesyri, you've always got a chance of scoring in games against any type of opposition. Oliver Torres. Straight back to City. Grealish. Gvardiol to Akanji. And the ball from Rodri is cut out as well as they find the overload again on that left-hand side. Sevilla, but Palmer trying to come back to help out. The run in behind from En-Nesyri. It's not met by a nice ball from Marcos Acuna. It was well cut out there by Kyle Walker. Quite simply cut out. Here's Akanji. Ake. Gvardiol. Ake. Well, that's the first goal that City have conceded this season. Well, I mean, they haven't many games to rack up the goals conceded, to be fair. Only having played one competitive match so far. That'll be interesting for Pep Guardiola. What will he have thought about that? They find that space on that left-hand side, Sevilla. They got the overload, and could you argue that City just looked a bit caught out when they were playing that right, moving the right back into midfield a bit more? It leaves them a bit more exposed in that position for teams to counter-attack on them. But City in control again with Gvardiol looking to whip it in. Too much there. And wasn't able to be kept in, so Sevilla will get the throw in. It was too much for Haaland, and then Sevilla win the throw in as City can't keep the possession. Just seeing a replay of Foden and Ocampos coming together there. I don't know what Lucas Ocampos was appealing for. I don't think it was a foul of any sort, but he was arguing with the referee about something. Well, it's what you would call a goal completely against the run of play. Here is Eric Lamela, who has history against Manchester City. Navas trying to cross it. Okay, there to meet it and clear it away. Brought down by Rakitic. Now Torres. Out to Navas. Back to Ivan Rakitic. Looking for the switch ball. Does get the switch ball out to Acuna. Nice tick down and linking up with Ocampos. Ocampos to Rakitic. Better football from Sevilla. Quicker passing. Bit of confidence through the side now with this lead. Navas. Ball over the top. Torres. Ake wanted the flag. Cuts it back in Lamela. It was a very good chance for Eric Lamela. No one was watching him. Broke into the box. Just see this again. Navas. Ake wants the flag. Oliver Torres was well onside. Cuts it back right into the box as they're on-running. Eric Lamela breaks through. Gvardiol's trying to cover him. Can't get there, and Lamela's shot ends up firing well wide of the left post. But it was a very good opportunity for Sevilla to break into that City box. Dragging defenders here, there, and everywhere. The Sevilla attackers so far. 30 minutes gone. Manchester City 0. Sevilla 1 in the 2023 Super Cup. But City have been dominant on the ball. 66% possession, 3 shots on target, and they are 1 goal down to Sevilla that have had 34% possession and just the 1 shot on target. It's been City dominance, but it's Sevilla that have the clinical edge at the moment. Akanji gets it to Palmer. Cole Palmer with a miscued ball that was defended well, but ricochets back out to Kyle Walker. How to find Rodri. Here is Cole Palmer again. Walker. Infield to Rodri. Finds Akanji in a bit of space. Has to go back to his centre-back partner, Ake. Now Gvardiol. On the left is Josko Gvardiol. Trying to feed it through the lines, but blocked off. Kovacic picks up the loose ball. Rodri. Now to Ake. Half-time in the EFL Cup between QPR and Norwich. Still goalless in that game to decide who goes through to the second round. Still no definitive answer on that one just yet. Jack Grealish has to go back to Walker, and City running out of bodies at the back there. Walker finds the ball out to the left for Gvardiol in a bit of space. Cuts it back inside to Rodri. Trying to work the ball here. And the ball into the box from Rodri is cleared away. They're trying to work the spaces, Manchester City against Sevilla, trying to commit bodies to try and find the space in behind, but so far Sevilla looked well compact in a compact defensive position. They look solid so far. Palmer being given a hard time by Marcus Acuna there, has to go back to Walker. Rodri straight through the middle to Haaland, and he's brought down there by Barre. Gets a yellow card, Loic Barre. Haaland wants a red, but I don't think that's a red card for Loic Barre, who of course was sent off at the weekend. But Loic Barre is the first man in the book this evening. And Sevilla have a centre-back on a yellow card against Erling Haaland. Sounds like a nightmare. Yeah, he just gets on the wrong side of Haaland. Haaland just does so well at spinning the defender and finding the space for himself to run into. He's got a point there, but I don't think there's a red card in it. Sevilla have bodies back to recover if Barre does lose out to Haaland there. It's a definite yellow card nonetheless. So City have a free kick then, as you can see on that map, on the edge of the box. A bit further out than the edge, to be fair. But there'll be some strike if they can score from this distance. Not impossible, but certainly not one of the top priorities, or the one top expectations from this type of position. But you never know with the types of footballers that we can get from set pieces in this day and age. 30 metres from goal, which would translate to around about 28 feet, 27 feet. Foden takes it, hits the wall. There's a Sevilla player down, so maybe there's a head injury in there somewhere. I'm trying to figure out who that is. Is it Emmanuel Gudel? It is. Similar to the Kovacic one, where he has the ball straight in his face, smacked into his face. And Gudel will receive a bit of treatment possibly for that possible head injury. Well, we have more live football to come for you, as you can see on that left-hand side of your screen. Leeds against West Bromwich Albion. Friday, 8 o'clock on LFS from the Championship. Leeds, of course, not the best of starts to their season. Neither West Brom. Both will be looking for the 3 points at Elland Road. And a fiery time in Yorkshire on Friday night. What a game to look forward to that is. Leeds, of course, have expectations to go back to the Premier League, to play the biggest competition against the biggest opposition. They'll be hoping to get their first win of the season, I would believe it would be, if they do get the 3 points against West Brom on Friday evening. Yeah, Leeds, a loss and a draw in their first 2 games. Well, Sevilla, we get the ball then. Here's Bono. Ball's gone straight out of play from that Bono clearance, so City will get the throw in. Into the last 10 minutes of the first half. I'm sure we'll have at least a few minutes of additional time after the cooling break and a few injury stoppages, plus the goal. We've had quite a bit of action in this first half of the 2023 Super Cup so far. Here's Nathan Ake. Vardiol. Grealish, back to Josko Vardiol. Rodri. Nathan Ake. Out to the right-hand side is Cole Palmer. Palmer with the ball over the top. Akanji making the run. Cuts it across and goes behind off a deflection from Nemanja Gudel, and that'll be a corner to City. A lovely idea from Cole Palmer. Lovely delivery. The run made from Manuel Akanji and broke into the box behind Gudel, and the deflection off Gudel wins City a corner. So a chance for a delivery here for City. Can they get it back on level terms? Right-footed cross in. Headed on by Rodri. I think there's another corner, actually. Was a Sevilla deflection. I'll see it again. Off the head of Rodri. and on to the head of Ivan Rakitic. So yes, definite corner. Deflection off Rakitic. And Foden out to take this corner on the left-hand side. Second successive corner for City then. It's on the opposite side this time. Foden with a delivery. Headed clear at the front post by Jesus Navas. As Grealish picks up for City. Back to Kyle Walker. And to Edison again. Well, the possession for City has just grown 70-30 in their favour so far, but they still trail with the most important stat, the scoreline. Very rare for City to trail in a game of football. It's not often that they're behind. Even when they are behind, it's not uncommon for them to come back into a winning position. So Sevilla will know that despite their 1-goal lead, the game is far, far from won yet. Here's Grealish. Back to Vardiol. Into the bit of space. Grealish trying to break through, and Navas and Bade had to be quick there to make sure City couldn't break into the box. And Grealish just about caught out with the quickness of that phase of passing from his own team. Luckily, in that case for Sevilla. Nathan Ake. Well, defensively, Sevilla have looked quite solid. Going forward, they've taken their chance when they got it. So you can't really ask much more of them so far in this first half against a very commanding and very controlling and very aggressive Manchester City side that looks so threatening. But tonight they've been held off quite well by Sevilla. Cole Palmer with the cross from the left. Haaland picks it up. Folds to Foden. Driven out of the box by Sevilla pressing, and Rodri is taken down, and that will be a free kick. And Jordan just a bit overzealous in his challenging there. Got a bit excited by the press and took out the City centre midfielder. So City will get the free kick. A similar position to the one that Foden took a few moments ago. Maybe a bit closer to the goal, but similar in terms of positioning. A bit further right of the D this time, slightly. There's a few City players around it. It's Walker, Palmer and Grealish over this. I think Kyle Walker, no, he hasn't walked away. We'll just wait and see when the referee's whistle goes who will take it. It's an option of 3. That's Grealish over the top and punched away by Bono. It was a combination between Grealish and Palmer. Grealish rolled it to Palmer. Palmer passed it back to Grealish, and Grealish with the ball over the top. It's one of those combinations to try and switch up the positioning of the ball. But Bono was there to clear it away, as he's done. He's been had a big impact for Sevilla so far. Had to make a few saves in this game. Here's Walker. Akanji to Ake. Tries to find it to Kovacic, who goes down. I think he's won a free kick. Mateo Kovacic. Another one of the City summer signings. Joined from Chelsea in the summer, Mateo Kovacic. The Croatian joined for £25 million in July. Palmer. Vardiol. Cross to Walker. Walker will strike from distance, but it's blocked by the first Sevilla man. Getting a bit impatient, City there. Maybe that's showing a bit of... They're losing a bit of... Well, patience, obviously. But a bit frustrated, maybe, in attack, City. That's what Sevilla have done. Frustrated City so far, but they'll keep their heads, surely. Kovacic, Rodri, out to the right is Palmer. Lovely ball by Rodri. Palmer takes it nicely, up against Acuna. Cuts inside Acuna, gives it to Akanji. Akanji back to Palmer. Kovacic picks it up. Space is completely obliterated by Sevilla. They close down the space so quickly and so well. as City try and work it through the middle, but the compact nature of Sevilla defensively means they can close down the space very quickly and stop City in their tracks. Well, that wasn't the best of challenges from Lucas Ocampos on Jack Grealish. And the referee just has a chat with Lucas Ocampos. Grealish down in a bit of pain. See, Grealish picks up the ball here, takes the touch with his left. Ocampos gets it flicked over, and then it has to be a yellow card, surely. Lucas Ocampos dives in, nowhere near the ball, and takes out Jack Grealish. I'm surprised the referee hasn't given a yellow card for that, but he hasn't been booked, Lucas Ocampos. He gets away with one possibly there. Well, still, despite the scoreline, still 77% of the chat predicting Man City will come back and win this game this evening, the 2023 Super Cup. Foden and Grealish over this free kick. Grealish leaves it. Foden with a left-footed delivery in. All the way in, and a few City there players there trying to swing it into the box, but Sevilla again get bodies on the line, bodies in the way, and stop City having a clear shot at goal. As Walker gives it back to Edison. 90 seconds of the first 45 to go. City 0, Sevilla 1. Kovacic. To Rodri, who was just a bit caught out, and that was really good by Acuna to help Sevilla keep the possession. Back to Gudel. Now Jordan. And Torres. Acuna trying to feed it in behind to Ocampos, but blocked by City. As the ball down the other end, City recover it through Rodri. Brought down by Walker. Battling to keep it in. Walker and does keep it in. Here's Rodri. Now Kovacic. City have the possession. Kovacic running towards goal, trying to link up with Haaland, but again, Sevilla get bodies in the way. Trying to get the ball away. Sevilla trying to push it up the pitch, but City recover the ball. Rodri. Out to Grealish on the left. Jack Grealish. To Walker. And now Ake. Vardiol. Walker. Out to the right is Cole Palmer. Patience is certainly a key word for City this evening, as this diligent and hard-working defence of Sevilla keeps control of their own box. 3 additional minutes at the end of this first half. Here's Grealish trying to break into the 18-yard box. Gives it to Rodri. Rodri taking his time, trying to find it back to a City player. They find the bit of space. Rodri had the space to try and go for goal, but decided to try and pass it and almost ruined the chance. Walker. Grealish. Getting onto the ball, but Sevilla again clear the ball and clear their lines. It's one-way traffic at the moment, but traffic that is being stopped by a resolute defence every single time so far. Rodri trying to break the lines. Lovely ball to find Foden. Right across. Palmer in here. Palmer blocked out and cleared away. Defended nicely by Marcos Acuna. But that ball from Rodri is top tier to find Foden. The run off the defence, and that was the best opportunity for City to break through in the last 10 minutes of this game so far. They've been dominant in the Sevilla half, but haven't broke into the Sevilla box on many an occasion. That was probably the best. Grealish. Lifts the ball, curling towards goal and into that corridor of danger, but neither Kovacic or Palmer, who were closing in, could find the touch on the ball. It goes behind for a goal kick. So cross from Grealish, a really threatening cross. Bono didn't know whether to come or not. Ended up not. And luckily it worked out for him, as Kovacic or Palmer couldn't reach the end of the ball. Get their foot to it. Pep Guardiola just a bit frustrated by that one. But again, the City players have been very well frustrated by the Sevilla defence. but they will not give up. They know the patience. They know these types of teams they will come up against this season that will look to defend deep against them and close the spaces down and make them work for it. Sevilla is certainly one of those, and let's not forget Sevilla have something to hold on to here. They have the lead. Let's not forget, despite all the City dominance, it's Sevilla that have the 1-goal lead in this game. So City have all the work to do if they're going to go and lift this trophy this evening. Akanji has to go back to his keeper. Last 20 seconds of the half. Edison out from the back to Foden. Heads it down to Gvardiol. Gvardiol trying to find the forward run of Grealish, but headed straight out of play by Jesus Navas. Throw in to Manchester City. And throw in taken. And the referee, Francois Letizier, brings to an end the first half, in which Youssef En-Nesyri has given the Europa League winners Sevilla a 1-goal lead against the Champions League winners Manchester City. Half-time in Greece, it's Sevilla with the lead. Manchester City 0, Sevilla 1.
Doesn't it? Well, it does when you haven't got the ball, but I think the way that Mendilibar's men have been narrow, compact, and the distances they've had to cover have not been massive, so it wouldn't be too taxing on their legs because they've been very, very smart. So City have got to keep moving the ball and they've got to stay patient.
And if ever I had a perfect pundit to talk about a towering header, Neil Lennon, that was sensational.
Yeah, I'll crack the jokes. Yeah, that's one of the best headers. It's one of the best headers I've seen for a long, long time. It was fantastic, Choppers, the way he got up and attacked it and, really powered it in the opposite corner. It was a magnificent goal. And it's given Sevilla something to hold on to, which is exactly what Mendilibar would have wanted. City have been dominant in possession, a little bit pedestrian in the final third. But I think you touched on it with the heat. I think the longer the game goes on, the gaps will start to open for City, and I can see this being a long second half for Sevilla.
There is something about it, isn't there? Just a towering header that goes back the other way, and you will have seen it, Neil. You've got your monitor in your studio as I have here. Just the precision of it to go just in off the base of that left-hand post. It is a perfect header.
It was magnificent the way he got up, and then not only getting up between two centre halves, but he directed it as well. He's turned his head towards the post, and there wasn't a great deal of speed on the cross. He's had to generate the speed himself, and it's an art, and a dying art, if you want to call it, in the game. But when you see it like that, Choppers, it's still beautiful to watch.
Absolutely. Neil, for the moment, thank you. Don and John in Athens as well. So Sevilla lead the Super Cup final by 1-0 at the break. Second half on the way. During half-time, we'll talk about the Scotland Rugby Union World Cup squad for the tournament that starts in, less than a month's time now. Rory Lawson, former Scotland scrum half, will join us after the latest news with Anna Preston.
Listen on BBC Sounds. This is BBC Radio 5 Live.
Says qualifying for the Women's World Cup final is like living in a fairy tale after her team beat the tournament's co-hosts Australia 3-1. The Lionesses will take on Spain for the trophy on Sunday. These England fans are looking forward to it.
We are so buzzing. We've been waiting for this to happen for how long? Yeah! It's incredible. We cannot wait for the final. I'm calling now 2-1 England in the final.
I mean, this manager, she's the one, honestly. She's like galaxy brain. I don't know how she's done it. We're the Lionesses and we're ready for any challenge, you get me?
The British Museum has sacked a member of staff after pieces of its collection were found to be missing or damaged. The museum says it's tightened security arrangements and police are investigating. Our correspondent Robin Brandt has more.
These are small items kept in a storeroom. They weren't on show, apparently. They include gold jewellery, gems of semi-precious stones and glass dating back from the 15th century BC to the 19th century AD. That means some of these items could be 3,500 years old. It's a highly embarrassing security breach for such a globally renowned institution.
Economists have suggested that interest rates could rise again next month despite a sharp drop in inflation for the second month in a row. The cost of living rose by 6.8% in the year to July, down from 7.9% in June. But analysts have warned that high food, restaurant and hotel costs mean the Bank of England is likely to raise rates in an attempt to slow price rises. Detectives investigating the massive data breach at the Police Service of Northern Ireland have arrested a 39-year-old man on suspicion of collection of information likely to be useful to terrorists. It was revealed last week that the details of around 10,000 officers and staff had been mistakenly shared online. And junior doctors in Scotland have accepted the latest pay offer from the government in Edinburgh, avoiding potential strike action. It's worth an additional 17% over 2 years. And that's the BBC News on 5 Live.
The FIFA Women's World Cup.
History! Very close! They are heading for their first ever Women's World Cup final!
England versus Spain. The final. Sunday morning at 11. Listen to the Football Daily podcast with all the reaction and analysis.
This game belongs to all of us.
The FIFA Women's World Cup on 5 Live and BBC Sounds.
This is 5 Live Sports with Mark Chapman.
On 5 Live. Listen on BBC Sounds.
Manchester City 0, Sevilla 1 at the break in the Super Cup final. Second half on the way. They're into the second half, I think, in the first round League Cup tie between QPR and Norwich. Aaron Paul.
QPR 0, Norwich 0. Big chance of the home side just after the restart. Albert Adoma's cross met by Elijah Dixon-Bonner, who in turn found Linda Dykes. He couldn't convert past Angus Gunn. Joe Walsh has replaced Jordan Archer in the Rangers goal. Gabriel Sara is on for the visitors. It remains, however, Mark, QPR 0, Norwich 0.
One game in the National League this evening, 10 minutes into the second half there, and it's Boreham Wood 0, Solihull Moors 2. To the 100 this evening, Southern Brave against Birmingham Phoenix. Men's side of things, Adam Mountford.
Yes, I think the Brave are going to win this. They need 1 off 10 balls. So, yes, I think they might just about squeeze this. Before I finish speaking, contributions from all the batters here, Mark. The New Zealanders, Finn Allen, 22, Devon Conway, 24. When the Brave captain, James Vince, was bowled by his Birmingham counterpart, Mo Ali, for 18. The Phoenix had a sniff, but George Garton's 28 made sure that home fans will leave here happy. Earlier, 3 wickets each for Tamal Mills and Rian Ahmed helped peg back Phoenix after they had got off to a fly, with Duckett making 27 and Livingston 25. But just that 1 run needed, which will take Brave to second. Birmingham remain bottom.
And if you want to hear that 1 run, the commentary is on Sports Extra. Now, the Scotland squad for this year's Rugby Union World Cup in France was announced earlier today. Former captain Stuart McAnally is amongst those who will miss out on the tournament. Here's Scotland head coach Gregor Townsend.
By the time we got to finalising our squad, it was reducing it from 37 to 33. Normally when you announce a Six Nations squad, you're phoning, I don't know, about 30 players to say you've just missed out. So while there was real disappointment from the players that missed out, there was 33 players who were delighted and humbled by the opportunity, but determined to bring their best rugby out over the next few weeks and months.
And you did it yesterday, or?
Monday afternoon into evening.
Okay.
Yeah.
When it comes to you personally and those difficult conversations you had to have with 4 players, Stuart McAnally is definitely the headline today. How close was he? And can you discuss your thinking around that Georgia game on the 26th of August? He's on 49 caps. Have you had that discussion with him to get the half century, or is it no, I'm going to use the squad I've got?
I know Stuart was very disappointed. He set this as a massive goal to make the World Cup. He's retiring after the World Cup too, so the this period is the last time he's going to play for Scotland, and he trained really well. He was involved in 2 of our games and did well too. We just feel that the blend of the hookers we've gone for is the right one for this tournament. And yet, he has to be ready for that opportunity if it comes, if we do pick up injuries. But I know how disappointed it will be if he doesn't get that opportunity. But there's no plans to involve him in the game against Georgia. We will look to play players that will be in our World Cup squad, and also players that are likely to be in our 23 for South Africa. We aim to go with a strong team against Georgia, because those opportunities to play, learn, improve are really important with us delivering our best rugby against South Africa 2 weeks later.
Gregor Townsend talking to Sarah Orchard. The full interview is on the Rugby Union Weekly podcast on BBC Sounds now. Former Scotland scrum half Rory Lawson is with us. Just on McInally there then, Rory, because I'm picking up Gregor Townsend's comments as well. They've got Turner, they've got Cherry, and they've got Ashman. But then Townsend said, well, McInally has trained well and performed well in the 2 games that he played. So what's the thinking behind it for you?
Yeah, good evening, chappers. Thanks for having me. It's a really interesting one. You know, he mentioned the word blend, and I think George Turner is Scotland's best hooker. I think Dave Cherry has proven to be a preference off the bench and has a really solid basic skill set, scored a try in one of the warm-up games. And obviously with Ewan Ashman, he's also shown a real power game, a real dynamism off the bench. Now, what he's losing with McInally is the most experienced hooker within the squad. He was captain in Japan last time out, let's not forget. And nicknamed Rambo, he's a fierce competitor. You know, I think Gregor's probably looking at it and thinking, in an ideal world, if you keep all 3 hookers free, you've got 4 challenging games. Certainly with Tonga, South Africa, Ireland, you've got 3 incredibly physical matches, and he'll be thinking about that balance, that blend. If Turner's his starting man, and McInally's not his second choice, then is he then the third choice? And I know that doesn't necessarily sound all that straightforward, but does he go for his third choice to be, you know, a game breaker like a Ewan Ashman, for an example? But it's an incredibly tricky one. It's one of the biggest challenges in sports coaching is dealing with the guys who miss out, because as Gregory alluded to, you've got 33 delighted blokes and 4 guys who have bust a gut for 2 months, 3 months and have to miss out.
And actually, that's the thing with this, isn't it, Rory? That in some ways, the easiest thing for Gregor Townsend to have done would have been to take him. The hardest thing is having to leave out, as you say, the captain in Japan and all the questions that follow it and all the attention that is on it as we are having now. I mean, he's not afraid of making the tough decisions, as we've seen before.
No, yeah, he's courageous, he's bold, he does what he believes is
Welcome back to the coverage of the 2023 UEFA Super Cup from Greece, as Manchester City trailed by 1-0 to Europa League winners Sevilla at half-time. The header and only goal of the first half coming from Yusuf En-Neziri. Interestingly enough, you haven't been keeping up to date, we have some big news for you this evening. It's an exclusive transfer bit of information for Liverpool fans, so have a listen up. Wataru Endo has been granted permission to travel to Merseyside to complete a move with Liverpool. That's according to David Ornstein. Comes after Fabrizio Romano tweeted Liverpool submitted a formal bid to sign Japanese midfielder Wataru Endo on a permanent deal. Negotiations are ongoing with Stuttgart. Player wants the move as it's his biggest opportunity of his career. Surprising move by Liverpool director Schmadtke, but it looks like he might be going to Liverpool. That's just come in through in the last few moments. So Liverpool look to be making those reinforcements in midfield. We will see. Right, players back out for the second half here, and Manchester City have work to do in the second half if they want to add another trophy to their cabinet in Europe. They brought the Champions League to the Etihad in the summer. They'll be looking to end their summer with another trophy and another new trophy, the Super Cup. Bring that back to the Etihad. But Sevilla have the 1-goal lead and are looking to bring their second Super Cup trophy back to Seville. As Francois Letizier gets us back underway for the second half here in Greece. And it's the second half where Sevilla will look to get the job done. And there's an early stoppage, a very early stoppage. It might be a head injury for a Sevilla player. I don't know if that's En-Nesyri. Just trying to see that again. Didn't see the number on the player's back, but it is Sevilla player down. He's brought back to his feet. It might be Ocampos, actually. Just see the replay. It was Lucas Ocampos, so Sevilla get the free kick. That foul. Early free kick for Sevilla then. Can they get this second half off to a quick start? An early set piece for them. Rakitic over this one. Rakitic with the delivery right-footed to the back post. Half cleared away. There's calls of handball in there from a few Sevilla players. Referee didn't see anything and didn't give anything, but VAR will surely have a look at any possible penalty. Of course, VAR in action tonight. We'll certainly have a look at that one to see if there was any issues with that in the 18-yard box there. As City recover the possession. Manuel Akanji. No changes, crucially, at half-time for either team. So, as we were at the start of the game, it's how we start the second half. Akanji. Walker. Back to Edison. Here's Nathan Ake. Ake trying to thread it through the lines a bit. Again, loose there at the back from City. Akanji back to Ake as Sevilla apply the press. Edison with the ball out from the back and just kept the possession to Josko Vardiol there for City. Rodri. Now to Kovacic. City have the space to run into. Palmer on this right-hand side. Palmer back to Kovacic. Kovacic in the box, took for the cross. And cleared away by Gudel. In there. And Sevilla have bodies in the box again, but there was a nice move down the right-hand side between Palmer and Kovacic. We'll wait this throw in. Referee has paused the game momentarily. I think they might be completing this VAR check as Francois Letizier, the referee, halts play for the moment. We'll just see this replay again. Nah. I think, just seen the replay, it's off Josko Vardiol. It comes off his upper leg and then onto his hand. But if it does hit your body first, any other part of your body, I don't think that can count as a handball, and that's the decision from VAR. So, no penalty, no foul, no handball in the box there. Walker with the throw-in. Gets it to Ake. Here is Vardiol. Breaking through the lines. He's trying to anyway. Walker. Down the right is Palmer again. He's played quite well tonight, Cole Palmer. Of course, 21 years of age. Cole Palmer, still quite young for the City players. Rodri. Jordan trying to impose a press on him. It's a nice ball to Grealish. Grealish in the box. Vardy with a cross, headed away by Bade. Back in possession with Ake. Now Vardy. Walker. Switches the possession out to the right. Nice feet by Palmer. Palmer inside to Akanji with a shot blocked away. And Sevilla look to try and counter. Walker gets beaten by Lucas Ocampos. Ocampos has space to run into. Ocampos gives it across. And a big save by Edison. City were so easily open there. Kyle Walker had to come across, was so easily beaten by Lucas Ocampos, who jumped over the challenge. It was a 2-on-1 from Sevilla. And Edison with a big save to deny City a mountain to climb. And keeps it at 1-0. Massive opportunity for Sevilla to double their lead. Palmer trying to give City a chance to level it, but the foul on Oliver Torres will give Sevilla the free kick. Massive opportunity. See this again. Lovely from Ocampos. Sees the challenge of Walker coming. Makes sure that he gets away from it. And that Yusuf En-Nesyri with the strike that was saved by Edison. He could have had his second of the night. He could have had Sevilla's second of the night as well. But that big save from Edison denied him. And that would have been a huge goal. It was a massive opportunity, no doubt, for Sevilla. I think there's a booking here for one of the Manchester City backroom staff. And he's back up on his feet and arguing with the fourth official. Has to watch himself now on a yellow card. One of the coaches there of Pep Guardiola's backroom team. Bade. Back to Bono. Rakitic back to Bono. That's only Sevilla's second shot on target of the game. That chance for Yusuf En-Nesyri, who has both shots of this. And Ocampos gets the brick of the ball on the left. Up against Walker. Walker wins the challenge that time. Dispossesses the player. But then Navas tries to win it back. And Grealish gets it to Foden. Looking for a return ball to Grealish, but again, Sevilla get bodies in the way and clear their lines. Jesus Navas there with the clearance that time. The game's opening up. Surely that would only benefit one team. That would be Manchester City, but Sevilla, if they can take their chances when they get them, as clinical as they were in the first half, then they could see something on the horizon. Palmer. Back to Walker. Akanji beaten in possession, and now Sevilla tries to force a counter again. The ball in between the lines. It's a nice run by En-Nesyri. En-Nesyri, another poor shot. It was really good from Nathan Ake to try and force him wide. Made the angle even tighter for En-Nesyri. But it was too easy again. They get the break of the ball, Sevilla. They win the ball back. En-Nesyri makes a simple run between Walker and Ake. A nice delivery through the middle. And they're in. And it seems a bit naive defensively from City. Here's Ocampos. City stepping off again. And the challenge from Rodri gives Sevilla a free kick. City have lost a bit of composure in this start of the second half. Sevilla have probably been the better team. Rodri just coming across Lucas Ocampos there, taking him out. Leaves a leg trailing there, Rodri, and commits the foul. They have a free kick again. Sevilla. They've had a few opportunities in this second half so far. So we will see what they can do from this set piece. Is Jordan, and I think maybe Rakitic over this one again. I'll just see the wide angle. So 2 over it again for Sevilla. And Jordan's touching the ball, getting it in the right place. It's Jordan and Acuna, I think. The referee just making sure it's in the right spot. Whistle goes. Just waiting on the chance. Maybe they'll go for goal from here, actually, maybe. We'll see what he does. It's Jordan stepping up. Jordan takes it, strikes it, and straight into the hands of Edison. Just seen as the wide angle proved, said he had a small wall on that near side, and he thought maybe they're eyeing up a chance at a straight strike on goal here, Sevilla, and they did so. But the strike from Jordan was simply saved by Edison in the ends. Walker to Palmer. Palmer into the middle for Rodri. Ake. Ake down the left to Grealish. A nice run from Foden. Foden trying to cross it. Blocked again by Bade. And then the ball is out of play. The last touch off Josko Vardiol. So Lamela wins the throw in for his team. 0-1. It remains. And just seeing the replay of this strike from Jordan. And decent. I mean, it's probably an expected one for Edison to catch. Clearance from the back from Sevilla. After they're under a bit of pressure there. And Naziri tries to keep it alive, but the clearance from Sevilla, or from City at the back. A nice ball from Sevilla. Gets it out to the left-hand side to Ocampos. Up against Walker again. Ocampos trying to cut back and get the delivery across goal, but blocked by Kovacic and out for a Sevilla throw high up on the left-hand side. Lucas Ocampos just throws it to Marcus Acuna, who will take the throw in then for Sevilla. So Acuna trying to find the right pass to Ocampos, who hits it straight at Walker. And they lose out the possession there, Sevilla. Campos tries to win it back, but nice feet there by Manchester City. And the linesman, or the assistant on that side, changed the decision. Initially, he was going to give a throw into Sevilla and then changed hands. Put the flag in his right hand and give it to Manchester City. And see the replay again. Palmer. Was there a push? Was there a touch? I don't think there was a touch off Marcus Acuna there. I think City might have got a throw in they probably didn't need, or probably shouldn't have got from the official there, but nonetheless. Here's Nathan Ake. Vardiol. Find Grealish. Grealish in a tight space, linking up beautifully with Foden. Grealish again. Trying to link it back to Foden, but again, Sevilla get two bodies in the way, and that's lovely from Rakitic to keep the possession and get Sevilla moving forward. Here's Torres. Now finds Lamela in space on the right-hand side. Drives in field, Lamela. Looking for the switch ball. Finds the space to Ocampos on the left. Lucas Ocampos right across goal, and neither here nor there. Lucas Ocampos with the... I don't know if it was a cross or a shot, but neither actually worked out. The ball right into the box. I don't know if he was targeting an En-Nesyri header at the back post or if he was trying to curl it into the goal himself, but neither happened and City got the goal kick. Again, they're finding that space, Sevilla. And it's down that right-hand side. I mentioned it in the first half. That's where the first goal came from. The move from Sevilla down that left-hand side against Kyle Walker. And the delivery for the first goal came from that side, but they found the joy mostly on that left-hand side where Kyle Walker's looked exposed in that position. Here's Palmer. Gets the ball from Walker, trying to find it to Kovacic, and Gudel trying to defend. And he does defend really well there, Nemanja Gudel. So, and Sevilla get the goal kick. It's been a pretty lively start to the second half. Mostly for Sevilla, to be fair. 13 minutes gone. Although City have dominated the possession, as they did in the first half, they've just not been able to do the most with the possession so far. Sevilla, on the other hand, have been quite threatening with the little amount of possession they've had. 27% possession overall in the game. Haaland. Navas there with a header clearance, and Rakitic with the ball up the pitch. Lamela trying to latch onto it for Sevilla, but Vardiol gets the ball and then it's fouled by Eric Lamela and will win the free kick. And that clearance from Goodell from that City free kick. City will get the throw in on the left-hand side. Well, both teams have scored in all of the last 7 of the last 8 games for Sevilla. 4 of the last 5 for Manchester City. The only game in which both teams didn't score for City in the last 5 was, of course, that win over Burnley in the Premier League opener on Friday night. That's nice movement from City down the left. Here's Grealish trying to break into the box again. Again, Sevilla put red bodies in the way. Finds the space to find Rodri. Now Akanji. Palmer. Cole Palmer comes inside, looking to open up for the strike, but had a second think about it. Foden. Now to Vardiol. Heavy touch from Vardiol. Allows Sevilla to break the ball away. And Nayen Naziri trying to force a counter. And they have bodies forward here, Sevilla again. Now to find it to En-Nesyri. And what a massive touch that was from Kyle Walker. Yusuf En-Nesyri was bombing towards the City goal. But a crucial touch by Kyle Walker. Most minimal of touches, but the impact of it was certainly not minimal. To deny Yusuf En-Nesyri a clean strike at it and got it back to his goalkeeper, Kyle Walker, luckily enough for City. But they again looked exposed on that counter-attack. 60 minutes gone. Manchester City 0, Sevilla 1 in the Super Cup. Still a lot of time to go. Grealish. Back to Rodri. Rodri with the ball over the top. Looking for Palmer, but blocked out by Acuna. And Acuna picks it up. Nice pass there from the back. And Ocampos. Acuna. Lucas Ocampos has been probably one of the best players for Sevilla on the pitch tonight. That's a beautiful touch by En-Nesyri. Torres, now Ocampos. En-Nesyri makes the run in behind. Can he take the ball with him? He just can't. And Nathan Ake there sharply to clear it away. Just about. It's turned into a very physical match, this. And I think that was Eric Lamela put the challenge in on Nathan Ake, and he'll be in the referee's book, Eric Lamela. So a yellow card for the former Tottenham player. It's Ake trying to make the clearance, and the challenge from Eric Lamela. It was unnecessary, to be fair. Nowhere near it necessary for them. Really. Could have been avoided, that yellow card, but Lamela probably wanted to make a point. They weren't going to give up. Here's Grealish, Foden. First time clearance again by Loic Bade. Who of course needs to watch himself as well. He's on a yellow card. The Sevilla centre-back. He's been on the yellow card for quite a huge amount of the game. 33rd minute he was booked. That challenge on Erling Haaland. It's one player we haven't mentioned very much, but we don't usually mention him other than a goal celebration usually. Kovacic. Palmer. Palmer trying to feed a ball in. Cleared away again by Goodell. Rodri recovers. Foden. Back to Rodri. Rodri with the delivery. There's a few City players there, and that's the equaliser. City back level. I couldn't see who it was that headed it in. And it's 1-1. Manchester City, their dominance finally does come and help them. And it looked like it might have been Cole Palmer that got the goal. And City are back level. Just see this again. It's the cutback to Rodri. Rodri with a right-footed cross in, and it is Cole Palmer. It's been very threatening, but a brilliant header across goal. No chance for Bono. Into the far corner, and Cole Palmer gives City the leveller. City 1, Sevilla 1. Game's certainly on here in the Super Cup. That's a perfect delivery in, and a sensational header from the young forward for Manchester City, Cole Palmer, who's been pretty good in possession tonight. But he'll add to that with a goal for Manchester City to push them closer to another trophy. They're back in the game now at 1-1. It's been the story of the game. The team that's had the most chances of the half has ended up conceding in the same half. Well, it's 1-1, and we certainly have a game in our hands now. Although City have completely dominated this game in terms of possession, Sevilla have looked so good on the counter-attack and opening spaces. Here's a Campos, so Sevilla try and take the lead once again. Here's En-Nesyri! Massive save again by Edison. Massive save, but it's Lucas Ocampos that finds En-Nesyri again. The space on that left-hand side for Lucas Ocampos to break into is monumental, and City need to figure it out, because Sevilla are certainly going to find the goal with one of these chances if they keep coming. Grealish. Rodri to Walker. Back to Rodri. Ball down the left-hand side. Grealish. Can he find the delivery in? Jack Grealish trying to get past Jesus Navas first. Blocked off again by a few Sevilla players. Grealish. Taken down was Jack Grealish, and that'll be a free kick to Manchester City. Yeah, it is a foul. It's quite a clear one. It's not one that many Sevilla players will argue with. Nor should they, actually, to be fair. Reminder of the League Cup game, the EFL Cup game between QPR and Norwich to decide who will go through to the second round. And it's still goalless, so we might be heading for penalties in that game. Of course, at the end of League Cup games, if it is level after 90 minutes, straight to penalties. We'll let you know. 7 minutes to go in that one. Free kick for City. Delivery whipped in. So Campos back there to do the defending, and the last touch off the City goal scorer Cole Palmer from the Acuna clearance, and that'll be a goal kick to Sevilla. So 25 minutes to go in a sweltering night here in Greece. Still, well, it is 1-1, so a very interesting last 25, and changes afoot here for Sevilla. In a moment or two, Jose Luis Mendilibar looking to make the first change of the evening for his team. As again, Sevilla trying to break the lines of that City defence, and Ake just about gets the ball away. That's one thing that Premier League teams will look to try and emulate this season against City. Here's Kovacic, finds Haaland and almost feeds through Foden, and the strike from the edge of the box. Deflected behind for a corner. It was Vardiol with the last challenge. The ball found its way to Haaland. Tried to feed through Foden. It's cleared away. Vardiol with a strike blocked and out for the corner, which City have taken short. Grealish. Foden. Foden with a cross. Hits the head of Vardiol, who can't direct it anywhere, and cleared away by Sevilla again. Acuna against Ake. Thought he was fouled there, Nathan Ake, but the referee said no. Acuna tries to fire it forward, but Akanji there to cover that space and give City the possession once more. Kovacic. Vardiol. Now to Foden. Grealish. Up against Jesus Navas. Grealish cuts it back to Foden. Foden with a cross. Way by Goodell. Haaland was there. Trying to threaten with his presence. Maybe not getting the strikes, but certainly his presence is causing Sevilla probably a few problems defensively. Kovacic. Rodri. Grealish. Jack Grealish on the edge of the area. Has to go back to Rodri. Recycle it again. Foden. Vardiol. City trying to find the tightest of spaces. Any little space that they can force the ball into. But again, as Sevilla were in the first half, very compact, very controlled, composed on the out of possession, not rushing to the ball or in any dangerous need to win the ball back quickly, just taking their time, allowing City the possession and waiting for a mistake from City to pounce on, or any loose pass. Palmer. Manuel Akanji finds Rodri. Rodri with the ball out to Grealish. Infield to Gvardiol. Gvardiol trying to find Haaland, but blocked off that time by Jordan. Haaland, Grealish. Grealish with the delivery. Back post waiting was Palmer again, but Acuna there blocking it. Now Campos trying to clear it away, but Palmer picks up the loose ball. Cole Palmer. Palmer here. Saved by Bono. Another big save made by Bono. Another really good strike by Cole Palmer. Just lovely to take the time to get past Marcus Acuna and opens up the left foot. Takes a lovely strike at Bono's goal, and Bono has to parry it wide for the corner. Lovely from the young right winger. So City corner on the left-hand side. Taken short again. Grealish. Foden. And that one's overhit and gone behind for a goal kick. But again, Cole Palmer has looked really electric for City tonight. There was worries when Riyad Mahrez made that move to Saudi Arabia, who would take over on that right-hand side. Well, Cole Palmer's certainly making a case for him to be the next star right winger for Manchester City. So the first change coming then of the evening, and it will be Sevilla to make it. And it will be Oliver Torres that will make way. And he will be replaced by Juanlu Sanchez for Sevilla. So a change in attack for Sevilla. Trying to get themselves another advantage, a bit of fresh legs as we take this cooling break while the substitution was made. So cooling break here inside the stadium, as we did in the first half. Just remind you that more football to come here in LFS. Leeds against West Brom in the Championship. Kicks off another weekend of Championship football Friday night, 8 o'clock. As Leeds look to get their first win of the season. Again, with a hyped Ellen Road crowd against the West Brom side that are in and out so far this season. 1 win and 1 defeat. That's Friday, 8 o'clock. Plus the Champions League group stages, which both of these teams will be competing in. Starts on the 19th of September. And the draw taking place on the 31st of August. We'll have all of that covered here on LFS throughout the season. Right, 1-1 as this cooling break is just coming to an end. Allowing the chance for the players to have a refreshment in this sweltering heat here this evening. Of course it is 10:30 local time, but it is still massively warm. Well, quite swelteringly warm here in Greece this evening for these two teams to play in. Pep Guardiola trying to figure out what his side can do to win this game. Well, 27 degrees it is here in Piraeus in Greece this evening. So although it is 10:30, it's still 27 degrees. I don't envy them whatsoever. So, goal kick for Bono to take then. Last 18 minutes of the game. And we're all square here in the 2023 Super Cup. 1-1 it stands. But so far, we've seen dominance in possession from City. 72% in the first half, 72% in the second half. That makes it 72% overall. Complete dominance from City on the ball. But Sevilla have held their own in terms of the chances. They've looked threatening in the second half, looked to cause City a few problems. Had more shots on target in the second half than the first. 3 on target for Sevilla in this half. 2 for City in the second half so far. Barre with a header forward. Brought down by Manuel Akanji. Akanji to Palmer. Palmer battling. Wins the challenge against Marcus Acuna. Palmer bombing in on goal. Acuna trying to make the recovery and does recover the ball. Marcus Acuna, really, really good there. To find Ocampos then, who thought he was challenged by Rodri. The referee says no, waves play on. Foden tried to go for the strike from distance. Cleared away by Goodell. I know Campos trying to keep it alive for Sevilla. Puts it out of play for a Manchester City throw-in. Well, they are just going to make that change now. They didn't make that change before the cooling break, Sevilla. So Oliver Torres will now make way for Juanlu Sanchez. So the change is being made eventually for Sevilla. That change being made. Well, Manchester City back in action in the league after their opening night win against Burnley. Well, they have a tough task at the Etihad to come as Eddie Howe's Newcastle, fresh off a 5-1 victory against Aston Villa. That's Saturday, 8 o'clock kickoff on LFS for the Premier League between Man City and Newcastle. What a game that will be. One to look forward to. Box office, I am sure that will be. Josko Vardiol. Right to the left is Grealish. Back in field to Vardiol. Walker as City try and push for the winner here. Palmer. Cole Palmer to Walker. Palmer again. Walker again. City, as they have throughout the whole game, still dominating the ball. Sevilla have kind of faded from the game in the last 15 minutes after those early foray chances in the second half. It's been all City. Palmer with a chance from distance, clears away again. Sevilla closing the ball down, blocking any chances for City to have strikes on goal. Palmer. Ake. Grealish. Vardiol. Trying to link up a City there again as Navas with the clearance. And Naziri trying to come deep to help his team out. And the ball over the top. Back to Bono in the Sevilla goal. So a goal in each half so far. Youssoufen Naziri with the opener with a header for Sevilla in the first half, and Cole Palmer levelling things in the second half with another header. So both goals from headers in this game. It's been that type of game. Here's Foden trying to break down the left. Phil Foden with the delivery. Away by Goodell. First time there's been a bit of space for City to break forward there. Vardiol trying to find Foden again. Foden on the left trying to cut it back. A header into the box. He can't clear it away, so he is. Vardiol tries to cover it. Wins it back, Vardiol. And gets it back to Rodri, who gives it to Ake. City still trying to push and probe this Sevilla team, who look compact. Very compact in defence. The whole way throughout the game, Sevilla have looked controlled. Despite having very little of the ball, they deal with not having much possession very, very well. Kovacic to Walker, back to Mateo Kovacic. Kovacic in space, gets it to Vardiol. Vardiol trying to find Grealish, Foden. Oh, back to Bono. Foden was there threatening the Sevilla defence, but they stayed controlled, stayed in, knowing what they needed to do, and Bono cleared it away. Grealish. Wave after wave of attack from City. Sevilla try and get a bit of respite, try and force the ball up the pitch a bit and out of the way. But again, really, really good from Ake to keep the pressure. But Sevilla seemingly clinging on at the moment, but the City just grow in anticipation and in expectation at the moment. Kovacic, Palmer, left-footed cross in from Palmer, back post. Grealish was threatening, but Navas had to clear. Rodri. Here's Ake now to Vardiol. Wave after wave after wave after wave. That's all I can say. That's all it's been, is City attacks the last 15, 20 minutes. Probably more. Ocampos there helping out. Acuna, heavy touch, almost giving away a chance. Here's Erling Haaland. Kovacic, back to Haaland, blocked. My goodness me. City are knocking on the door here. Palmer, Walker, right across, and Bono with just the slightest of touches away from goal. Grealish. Oh, deflected and goes behind for a corner. Look at this. City smelt blood. They knew they had to try and take a chance. Walker with the cutback from the right-hand side, right across goal. A deflection from Sevilla. Bono forced to make a save, and so close for City. Denied it by inches. That's them trying to knock the door down. Well, Jesus Navas feeling something. Whether that's genuine or not, we'll find out, but I don't know. City have a corner left-hand side. Chance for a delivery here. Left-footed cross in. Whipped in, headed away by Rakitic. Kovacic will recover the ball for City as they push for a winner in this Super Cup to try and lift this trophy for the very first time, Pep Guardiola's team. Switch ball. Out to Jack Grealish on the left-hand side. Up against Navas. Cuts back inside. Grealish takes the strike at Bono's goal, and luckily for the Sevilla defence, it's straight at Bono, who can catch. Similar to the chance he had earlier in the game, but this time it was straight at Bono and didn't need a dive for the save that time. Bono with a clearance. Last 10 minutes of the game. Manchester City 1, Sevilla 1. Will there be more substitutions that will probably change the outcome of this? There's a call for a possible foul there from City, but the referee waved that away. Even the bench were calling for it, but Bade picks up the ball. Bono. Bade. Of course, we think there's no extra time in this game. We'll find out. Here's Bade. Gets it to Lamela. Now Ocampos. First time cross from Ocampos. Away by Vardiol. Navas tries to maintain the attack. Does so with Juanlu. And now the cross comes in from Navas, but City have bodies back to clear that away. And it's nice City that have to do the defending for a few moments. Rakitic brings it down. Gudel. Lovely ball out to the right-hand side. Cross from Navas. And it was Ocampos that was in there. It was just away. Acuna with a cross. Aired in again. Back post. Navas with a cross. Cross after cross from Sevilla. City trying to get it away. And the header from a City player will put it out for the Sevilla throw on the right-hand side. It's a few half chances from Sevilla there. After Sevilla have been holding on defensively for the last 25 minutes after that City goal. I'll say 20 minutes. And there's an issue for Jesus Navas here. I think he might have to come off, but we'll wait and see. He will get a bit of treatment. I can just tell you, in the EFL Cup, we've had incredible late drama. 8 additional minutes were given at the QPR Norwich game in the EFL Cup. And a 99th minute winner for Norwich from Jonathan Rowe to put Norwich into the second round of the EFL Cup. Very, very late drama for Norwich to put them through. 2 championship teams there, but Norwich coming out on top. Sevilla made another change, so Jesus Navas had to make way, and Gonzalo Montiel, who won the Europa League on penalties for Sevilla back in May. He's on the pitch now. Gonzalo Montiel. Sevilla will have a throw-in on this right-hand side. As there's into the last 7 minutes of normal time. Rakitic linking up with Montiel. Juanlu back to Rakitic. At the back is Barre. Now to Acuna. To Ocampos. Ocampos into the middle for Jordan. And Jordan with the switch ball. Right to the right. First touch stop brought down by Juanlu. In midfield again to Rakitic now. Jordan. Acuna. Out to the left is Ocampos. Right foot across from Ocampos. In Naziri trying to threaten Edison with a palm away. Jordan keeps it alive. Acuna. And that's a poor ball from Marcus Acuna. Straight out of play for a City throw. Again, better initially. And City are going to make a change. It's their goal scorer, Cole Palmer, who's been excellent tonight for City. Really, really threatening, and of course got that equalising goal. Will make way and will be replaced by a World Cup winner in Julian Alvarez. And City will have a spell of possession after a few Sevilla chances. Maybe they will have another go at it. 5 minutes plus any additional time here in the 2023 Super Cup. With the goal scores still level. Rodri. Right to the left-hand side. Alvarez with the ball forward. It was looking for the run of Foden, but intercepted. And Sevilla try and break forward with Jordan, but the ball to end this area was cut out by Ake. City have the ball at the back here with Nathan Ake. Kyle Walker. Walker with a switch ball out to the left. Finds Grealish. Brings it down in that left wing, Jack Grealish. Infield to Vardiol. Vardiol to Rodri. Rodri with a shot from distance. Blocked by his own player. It was Haaland, I think, that got the block on the strike from Rodri. Kovacic finds Foden. Foden covered over instantly by Sevilla defenders. And Ocampos so diligent in trying to win the ball back. Has been so hard working all night. Lucas Ocampos. And it gets the challenge on Foden. Don't know if he's won the throw-in, but I think he might have, because it looked like Phil Foden was arguing at the decision. I think he has given the throw-in to Sevilla, and they're going to make a few more changes as well, Sevilla. Another player down. That's from Ivan Rakitic this time, that's down with cramp. It's been an intense game for Sevilla. They've had to hold and be patient defensively all through the game against such a dominant City side. They've had to be so concentrated, so controlled, so composed out of the possession that they've had a minimal amount of in the game. And Naziri trying to cause a few problems, and the last touch off a City player will give Sevilla the throw-in. It was Akanji there that put it out of play. So Sevilla throw on the left, and they're going to make a double change here in a moment, Sevilla. It's Rafa Mir and Suso coming on. So attacking changes from Jose Luis Mendilibar will be coming on shortly. Barre out to the right-hand side. Back to Barre. There's a player gone down again. I think it's Juanlu. Might have been that gone down. Here's Alvarez for City. Now Grealish. 2 minutes plus additional time to go. Still 1-1. Grealish. Cuts it across. Rodri. Kovacic. Back to Rodri. Grealish. On the edge. Grealish with the delivery. Cleared away by Barre. Vardiol to pick it up again for City. Ake. Back to Josko Vardiol. Rodri. Alvarez. Grealish. Back to Julian Alvarez. Vardiol. Rodri with a switch ball out to Foden on the right-hand side. Foden, nice touch, gets it back to Walker. Walker with a cross. Missed the head of Erling Haaland, but cleared away, or half cleared by Jordan, as Grealish picks it up on the left. Vardiol with a slight, and Kovacic with a strike, but blocked by Gudel. As Sevilla try and break out from this, but nothing but a free kick, and a yellow card has been given out to Juan Lu. So Juan Lu in the book. And that foul on Josko Vardiol. Last minute of the 90. Still level in this game. Well, of course, we know we will head straight to a penalty shootout if the game is level after the 90 minutes. There are not many minutes remaining. We'll see how much added time as City take this free kick. Foden with a left-footed cross in. Back post and Ake! Just over the bar. Similar to the chance he had in the first half. Delivery right from the left-hand side, and Ake with a diving header at the back post. And I don't know if it comes up off Bono or hits the crossbar. I think it did come off Bono. Corner's been given. Cost right across 4 additional minutes. Grealish cleared away. We will have 4 additional minutes. 4 minutes for either team to find a winner. If a winner is found, we will avoid penalties. But if there is no winner at the end of 90, the 94 it will be, we will head to penalties. Foden, Alvarez, City knocking on the door again. Foden to Ake. Sevilla still awaiting those changes to be made. They're trying to make those changes for quite a few moments now, but there's been no opportunity to make them. Rodri to Vardiol. Sorry, Kovacic, apologies. Ake. Back to Kovacic. Trying to quicken it up. Walker will strike from distance. And not too far over from Kyle Walker. Opened it up. Fancied the strike at it. Took a right-footed. It's not too far over. But the key point was it was over the bar for the City captain, Kyle Walker. And it will now be time for Sevilla to make those 2 changes eventually. So Youssef En-Nesyri, strangely enough, will be taken off for Rafa Mir. And it looks like, I think it might be Eric Lamela. Lamela refusing to come off, it seems. Trying to plead with Jose Luis Mendilibar to try and stay on. That seems to be what the delay there is. But Youssef En-Nesyri, I'm sure he's not happy. I'm sure he's wouldn't want to come off, but I'm sure Sevilla will need him for other games this season. And he will be replaced by Rafa Mir. And Eric Lamela, the second substitution, looks in right form there. Eric Lamela has been replaced by Suso. So fresh legs in attack for Sevilla, but we've only about 90 seconds left of the game before a penalty shootout will be convened. Oh, foul on Ocampos there from Walker. I heard the scream. Oh, very audible there from Lucas Ocampos. See it here. He picks up the ball and steps on his foot, it looks like, Kyle Walker. So a free kick. Last minute of the 94. Sevilla have a free kick. Is there time for a late winner? There wasn't time for a late winner in the Europa League final or the Champions League final. There might be a time for a late winner in the Super Cup to deny a penalty shootout. But no, Phil Foden defending really, really well there against Lucas Ocampos from that free kick. And that will just give City a chance to take a breather and get a free kick. Maybe they have a chance. As we are running out of time for a possible shootout. Before a possible shootout, that is. Ake. Vardiol. Back to Edison. Maybe we will. Is the ball all the way up the pitch for City? Maybe one last opportunity. Cleared away by Montiel. And out of play for a City throw. Is there time for more? The referee is letting it go for the moment. So he just played over the 4 minutes. Just had a look at his watch there. Francois Letessier still playing. Phil Foden. Foden into Akanji. Rodri. Rodri to Vardiol. Vardiol trying to get it to Alvarez. Alvarez cut out of play, and that is the full-time whistle from Francois Letessier, the referee. And a penalty shootout will decide the 2023 Super Cup winners. We will have the penalty shootout here in quite a few moments.
City are nearly 3 times as many as Sevilla.
Yeah, but that's okay. I mean, Sevilla would expect that. Choppers going into the game, City dominate possession, but the way the counter-attack, particularly, the 15 minutes, 20 minutes after half-time, their tactics were brilliant, and the way they executed them, they just lacked that, killer touch, because they were by far the better team in that period, and then City go and score basically out of nowhere, really. Great goal from Cole Palmer. And then again, City were pressing for the winner. But they looked a little bit pedestrian tonight, which is understandable. Only 2 or 3 games into the season. And obviously they've got another big game coming up on Saturday. But over the 90 minutes, I agree with Don. I think Sevilla, just on chances alone, deserve to win it.
Yeah, overall, you're not going to make massive judgments or assessments about City on tonight, are you?
No, I look at
Well, here it is. The time has come. The penalty shootout to decide the 2023 Super Cup winners. Ivan Rakitic and Kyle Walker. The coin toss for the shootout. So the shootout will be taken on the right-hand side of the pitch, and we'll see who will take it first. And it looks like it might be City going first. It looks like there, from what I can gather. Looked like Kyle Walker won the toss to go first. So a penalty shootout to decide the result of where the trophy is going, which decided the Community Shield, which Manchester City were involved in. They were involved in that shootout with Arsenal, of which Arsenal won that game. The referee having a chat with both keepers, Bono and Edison, who've had to make big saves for their teams this evening. Bono has made 6 saves tonight. Edison has made 3, so 9 saves between the two of them. They have a penalty shootout in which they will have 5 chances each to make a save to help their team to try and lift the trophy here in Greece tonight. Both having a nice chat there. I'm sure that will end as soon as it gets to this point. And City will be going first from the shootout. So I will update you as you can see the scoreline in the bottom half of your screen there. The two teams, and Erling Haaland, the goal supreme, the goal machine, will be the first man up against Bono. Well, usually, as you always see in these penalty shootouts, the main taker usually goes either first or 5th in a shootout. City have opted for first on this occasion, and they will have Erling Haaland up to take it. So Erling Haaland against Bono. The referee making sure Bono goes on his line. François Letessier, the referee. And Erling Haaland to step up to take the first penalty in the shootouts. Erling Haaland to give City the lead in the shootout from the first penalty. The whistle goes. Haaland readies it, left-footed, slots it in the far corner. 1-0 Manchester City. It's a simple enough penalty. He knew where he was going, and Bono dived to his right, and Haaland put it into the bottom right corner past Bono, opposite side. And Erling Haaland opens the scoring in the shootout. 1-0. So Lucas Ocampos then for Sevilla scored in the Europa League final. His penalty. Can he score in the Super Cup against Edison? Lucas Ocampos stepping up for the first Sevilla penalty. Taking a long run up. He's inside the D here. Lucas Ocampos. Same corner, same result. 1-1. It's a nicely taken penalty. Just slotted it past Edison. Simple enough. Looks at the keeper, sees which way he's going to dive, and just puts it in the opposing corner. Lovely. From Lucas Ocampos. So City will send up their second penalty taker, and that is World Cup winner Julian Alvarez. Was involved in a shootout with his country 7 or 8 months ago for them to win the World Cup. It's the Super Cup that he's trying to win with his club team. And he'll look to try and score here. Julian Alvarez scores. Top corner. Lovely penalty from the Argentinian. That's a lovely penalty. No goalkeeper saving that one. Julian Alvarez, short run up and takes it into the top corner. Bono goes again the opposite direction of the strike. So 2-1 to City after 3 penalties. All 3 scored so far. And Rafa Mir, who came on at the end of in the 93rd minute to replace Youssef En-Nesyri, who opened the scoring for Sevilla. Rafa Mir to step up to take the second penalty for Sevilla. Stepping up and scores. Very good penalty from Rafa Mir. Probably his first touch of the game. Well, a perfect first touch and a perfect penalty. And that's right in the top corner, similar to Julian Alvarez's penalty. 2-2. All 4 penalties have been really good so far. Top class. So, the third penalty for City, and will be taken by Mateo Kovacic. As I mentioned, joined from Chelsea in the summer. £25 million signing for City. Big penalty to take. Mateo Kovacic sends the keeper the wrong way. 3-2. Keepers haven't had much today. Both keepers have dove the wrong direction on all of the penalties so far. Got absolutely nowhere near any of them. So 5 penalties down, 5 to go. And all 5 have been scored so far. And it's Ivan Rakitic to take the next one for Sevilla. So 3-2 to City in the shootout after 5 penalties. Ivan Rakitic to try and level it once again. Ivan Rakitic then puts the ball down on the spot. And Rakitic steps back for his run-up. Whistle goes from the referee, and Rakitic with the short run-up. Right-footed. Over Edison and into the goal. 3-3. It's the first time the keeper's got anywhere near it. But Ivan Rakitic put the height behind it. Too high for Edison to try and catch. Lovely penalty by Ivan Rakitic. So 3-3 in the shootout. We could be here all night if this continues. And Jack Grealish up next for Manchester City to take their 4th. So Jack Grealish up against Bono. 6 out of 6 scored in the shootout so far. This to give City the advantage in the shootout again. Jack Grealish. A 6-yard run up for Grealish. Grealish steps up and scores right down the middle. Lovely from Jack Grealish. And Erling Haaland is loving that. Loves that one. Just lifts it straight through the middle. Bono dives down to his right. No chance for him against Jack Grealish. So 4-3. And next up is Montiel. Gonzalo Montiel scored the penalty to give Sevilla the Europa League. Gonzalo Montiel to take the 4th for Sevilla and scores for Sevilla. 4-4. So this is where it all comes down to the crucial penalty, the crucial 5th. This is where it all matters now. Both have scored all 4 up to this point. This is the big penalty. This is the pressure penalty. And the pressure all on the captain of Manchester City tonight, Kyle Walker. Can he make it 5 out of 5 for Manchester City in the shootout? To put the pressure on Sevilla for the last penalty before we go to sudden death, if we get that far. Kyle Walker to take the penalty for City to make it 5 out of 5. Walker steps up. Oh, and just squeezed it under the right arm of Bono, who shows his frustration at getting near to it and couldn't keep it out. It's Kyle Walker, not the best of penalties into the goalkeeper, goes the right way and just under the right arm of the Sevilla goalkeeper, Bono. So it is 5 out of 5 for City. So the 10th penalty will be taken by Nemanja Gudel for Sevilla. 5-4. Scores, we go to sudden death. Gudel misses or is saved by Edison, and City lift the Super Cup. The pressure penalty on Nemanja Gudel. Whistle goes. Gudel to step up, and Gudel to hit the crossbar, and Manchester City win the Super Cup. It was the pressure penalty for Nemanja Gudel, and he bombed it off the crossbar. Manchester City jubilant at winning another European trophy, and the Super Cup is added to their large roster of trophies under Pep Guardiola. Jose Luis Mendilibar won a shootout with Sevilla in May, but he's lost the shootout in the Super Cup in August, and Sevilla's plight in this competition continues. 6 defeats out of 7, and the champions of Europe are the champions of the Super Cup once again. City will lift the trophy for the very first time, and Nemanja Gudel's penalty hit the crossbar and delivered the trophy for Manchester City. These trophies just seem to be magnetic to Manchester City, and Pep Guardiola's team lost the shootout in the Community Shield against Arsenal, a team in red, but they win the shootout against a team in red in the Super Cup. Well, what a win, what a game, that was exciting from minute one. And it comes after a shootout that Manchester City are the Super Cup winners. Full-time score from Greece. Manchester City 1, Sevilla 1. Manchester City win 5-4 on penalties.
Catch me if I fall.